Hello everybody, you're welcome back again to the Reggae Appreciation Society. In the rich history of reggae music, there are many ubiquitous figures who have popped up countless times, but very few of them can boast of defeating Yellowman in Jamaica's biggest talent contests, becoming the first artist signed to Tuff Gong Records, and becoming Bob Marley's protege, singing backup vocals on Peter Tosh's Grammy Award-winning album, and putting out one of the biggest songs of dancehall's golden era in the 1990s. The beautiful Nadine Sutherland emerged as another glittering talent in a long line of super talented child stars that Jamaica has produced for decades, like Dennis Brown, Delroy Wilson, and Beanie Man. But I believe she stands apart as the one who has done great exploits across different eras of the island's musical development, from roots reggae's heydays down to the imperious reign of dancehall. Nadine will shine all through and is still relevant till date. At the beginning of her foray into music, she was poised to be launched into super success as a member of the Marley music machine, but the untimely passing of her mentor and producer, Bob Marley, would greatly slow down her trajectory and rise, forcing her to embark on a voyage of self-discovery that will see her adapt to the monumental shift in Jamaica's music tastes, as well as overcome enormous challenges to cement her place as one of reggae's all-time icons. Let's take a look at the journey of the beautiful Nadine Sutherland. She was born March 15, 1968 in Kingston, Jamaica, and grew up in the lovely town called Above Rocks in the St. Catherine Parish. Like other great eventual legends, she started to show an unusual love for music and performing at a very young age, and became very popular in her community as a very talented kid. At the age of 11, someone in her neighborhood advised her parents to enroll her in a very prestigious and new talent competition called the Tasty Talent Contest. So Nadine's parents took his advice and registered her as one of hundreds that turned up for the auditions, and she easily breezed through those opening stages and was shortlisted among 32 finalists, an unbelievably tough lineup that included the likes of Paul Blake and, would you believe, eventual legend and king of dancehall in Yellowman. Young Nadine would wow the judges as well as the audience and the entire country when she won first prize, beating Yellowman and Blake to second and third places. And one of the prizes that she won was a recording contract with Bob Marley's Tuff Gong label. At just 11, she was living a real-life fairy tale as she became the protege of a superstar and the most famous man in Jamaica, and became the first artist who was signed to his label. Bob was incredibly busy in those times, touring and traveling the globe, so day-to-day mentorship of Nadine largely fell to the mother hen of the Marley clan in Rita Marley. She enrolled Nadine in the same vocal training classes that the Marley kids were attending and watched over her like her own daughter, protecting her from all the pitfalls and traps of the music business. And Nadine's parents also managed her career and kept close tabs on her and prevented her from going astray, and made sure that she got good grades in school as a student of the St. Andrew High School. In 1980, she recorded and released her first single, Starvation in the Land, a very solid track, if I may say so, that featured her strong vocal performance, ably supported by the lush production and instrumentals from Tuff Gong Studios. It was followed by the impressive Young One Like Me and was well received when it came out in that same year. Tuff Gong Records will sharpen the skills of both Nadine and the Marley kids with several live performances from 1980 into 1981, and everything was going well until the tragic death of Bob Marley in May 1981. The passing of a mentor will slow down the momentum at Tuff Gong Records, as Rita Marley was left to bear the enormous load of managing Bob's empire and family, as well as dealing with all the massive lawsuits and legal challenges that followed. It would take 4 years for Nadine and the Marley kids to put out their first albums. Nadine's debut, titled Until, as well as Melody Maker's debut album, Play the Game Right, both came out in 1985. But by then, the reign of roots reggae had been usurped by digital dancehall, and her album, though well received, was at best a very moderate success. After going on tour with Bunny Wailer on his coaching tour of the US in 1986, she would record her last song with Tuff Gong Records and got a job as a backup vocalist with producer Gussie Clarke's Music Works Studio in 1987. By then, she wasn't the A-list artist as she was projected to become by then, but she was in high demand as a studio vocalist and was chosen to be among the backing singers on Peter Tosh's Grammy Award-winning album No Nuclear War in that same year. In 1990, Caron Wheeler, lead singer of British soul funk group Soul II Soul, had left that group to start her own solo career. So Nadine went to England to audition for the part. She was not only a great singer, but a trained phenomenal dancer and got the part immediately. But before she could settle into the group, clashes between her manager and Soul II Soul's management forced her to leave Soul II Soul and return to Jamaica in early 1991. That was the dawn of the golden era of dancehall, and she decided to embrace it despite her roots reggae foundation and then romance with R&B. She went to audition for popular dancehall producer Dave Kelly, and she would record a demo at his studio that became the first incarnation of what became the mega smash hit Action. Dave Kelly wouldn't immediately do anything with that song, but circumstances would force his hand and change everything. In 1992, Dave Kelly, who was then in-house producer at Penthouse Records, would fall out with the studio's owner Donovan Jermaine and left there to do his own thing. And he was desperate to prove he could make it on his own, and got the brainwave to redo the song Action as a duet between his then protege in a young and super talented DJ named Terra Fabulous and Nadine Sutherland. The song Action hit the streets before the end of that year and became a massive hit that not only flew up Jamaica's charts but became an international super smash. It's hard to describe how big that song was if you went around when it came out, but it was simply huge and an anthem on the radio, dance floors, house parties, street corners, cars. It was playing everywhere. And today, it ranks as number 19 on Vibe magazine's list of the 50 greatest duets of all time across all genres. And Nadine not only blazed the song vocally, but put in a dance masterclass in the music video. She was suddenly in heavy demand by producers all over Jamaica and was celebrated as Jamaica's own Whitney Houston. She would record a slew of smash hits throughout the 1990s, included Wicked Dicky featuring Buju Banton, Wicked and Wild, Babyface, and featured on the smash hit Anything For You by dancehall star Snow in 1995. She would also record her second album, Nadine, in 1997, which was produced by Philip Fatis Burrell, a very solid compilation that was powered by the Firehouse Crew Band and put together by the genius arrangements of Sly Dunbar and Dean Fraser. And soon after bagged a recording contract with Elektra Records and was then living in the US, enjoying a stunning run of success by the end of the 90s, when the dark side of the music business would rear its ugly head. Due to her busy schedule and her enthusiasm for fitness, she had lost plenty of weight over the years, and it sparked rumors of her being a crack addict. In reality, she was clean and drug-free, but drug addiction was really an epidemic among dancehall acts in those times. And these rumors and lies would drive her into depression and hampered her ability to really put the best into her career. She was soon dropped by her label Elektra and moved back to Jamaica, feeling defeated, and decided to leave the music business altogether. So she went back to school and bagged her degree in business management and began to consider a corporate career. But one day, she paid a visit to Bob Marley's house at number 56 Hope Road in Kingston and strolled into the Tuff Gong studio where she had started her musical journey. And while there, she claimed she felt Bob's presence, encouraging her to come back to her first love, which was music, and suddenly felt a rush of inspiration to make her comeback. After recording a few singles, she made a comeback appearance at the Reggae Sunsplash in 2006 and released her comeback album in 2007's Call My Name that became a hit as it would reach the top 10 in the Billboard Reggae album charts, and it would win her various awards the next year, including Best Reggae Album and Best Reggae Single at the Canadian Awards in 2008. And since her comeback, she's had her fingers in many pies, as she bagged her master's degree in 2015 and sits on the boards of several charity organizations in Jamaica. And today, she's still releasing music and is in heavy demand for tours and concerts around the globe. And she's still setting stages ablaze, as exemplified in her scorching performance at last year's Jamrock Cruise in 2023. The lovely Nadine Sutherland is truly among reggae's most enduring figures, and has in her 45 years in the business truly cemented her position as one of the most talented women to ever emerge from Jamaica. And I can bet that there's still more to come from this beautiful songbird. So there you have it. Thank you for watching this video today. Please leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, Jah bless.